All right, back with another Indies and Oldies with Aaron. Now, you've been watching these shows. You watch NXT. I really don't. I catch occasional matches here and there. You're up to date on AEW?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start there. What are your thoughts the last 2 weeks?
I guess week 3, it was kind of okay.
I thought that was the weakest one.
Well, it was so far, and which still some of it puts it ahead of WWE's standard output. NXT is a different animal, I think, but AEW is it just doesn't look the same, you know. And the fact that we don't come out and have 20-minute promos is a big plus. You get tired of that.
You know, some people are actually complaining about this on forums that they're not building enough with promos.
Right.
Not everyone's going to be able to do them. Just because you see MJF hit a promo, he does that every week. You're going to be like,
oh man. And they built this stuff on the internet so people get on the friggin' internet. For one thing, some of his best stuff is on the internet too. Like the fan that wanted him to sign stuff.
What's this internet you're talking about?
Well, there's this big bunch of tubes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tell me later.
There's a kid that wanted MJF to get a selfie with him. And MJF reached up and flipped his hat off. He says, yeah, sure. And while the kid was getting ready, he just flipped his hat off and walked off. Yeah. It's like, that's perfect.
Yeah. And Janela.
Yes, Janela with the
signature on the chest.
Signing the boobs. Yeah. And I'm pregnant.
It's fun, though. It's fun stuff. And it's stuff you don't see. Now, you can see Lana and Bobby Lashley, Time of Your Life on YouTube or whatever it was.
I've heard about that. Like I said, I haven't watched the main
watched
shows.
About 2 minutes of it. And right before I started drinking Clorox, I said, hey, it's not worth it.
I don't have to watch this. I don't need to drink the Clorox.
So I closed it.
But unless one of them got naked. I'd take either one at this point.
Oh, yeah. So would Badge.
Then, so I was thinking of Badger.
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, I don't care. It's not, that's like some 90s Val Venus stuff, which was good in the day. It was original in the day. And it was shocking
original in the day, yeah.
But now it's like, who cares?
Unfortunately, you literally did everything you possibly could in like a 3-4 year span to where now it's just like.
It's like, yeah, you can't. I don't know that Rusev's going to come and try to cut his dick off.
Yeah. He needs to cut that mustache off.
Kai enticed out. Oh, he got a mustache now? Wow. Who?
Rusev?
Yeah, I saw I thought he'd shaved everything off, cut his hair a bit. I didn't see him with the mustache.
Cut everything off, huh?
Everything. Well, Lana, except for the penis, Lana's doing that currently. Apparently.
So AEW Dark, like it or not so far?
Some of it's been a mixed bag. The week 2, a couple weeks ago, was actually really good, especially for the Janela Omega match. That was crazy. They did some great hits. This week, that was just kind of meh. The double tag team match was okay, but it wasn't anything spectacular. But the other 2 matches were kind of bleh.
Well, I just wonder why they think giving Omega Janela and then the next week nothing even remotely like that.
Yeah, nothing that could make you go wow. And it's internet, it's internet based, so I guess they're not as worried about it, which leads me to think, why would you put that on the internet anyway? Yeah, that's a draw thing.
A lot of people were thinking it's maybe to get like a TBS 1 hour show, and it should be. If you're doing it, it should be.
And I was under the impression, I didn't know it was internet only to begin with. When I saw it advertised, I thought, oh, cool, they're going to do the dark matches on Tuesday.
Why not?
From last week. But no, it's an internet thing. But I did see that they were to kind of stick a finger up SmackDown's ass. They're doing the rebroadcast,
the extended,
and the extended version of Wednesday Dynamite.
SmackDown from here in Kansas City.
Yeah,
I had some friends ask me if I wanted to go, and I said, I don't think so.
Yeah, I had some people go, but I hadn't heard what the review. I mean, they had a good time because they're.
I mean, wasn't Hogan, Flair there and stuff like that? I don't care.
No,
I'm no longer eating the stale cheese that is WWE. I'm good.
Yep, most of it's replayed stuff, and I don't know what they would do. I don't know if they let Heyman just go crazy and Vince went in a coma. Maybe something might happen, but you can feel his influence still. And I get it. They want to stay PG-13-ish because that's where their money is. The kids bring in the parents. Kids bring in the parents bring in the money, you know.
Well, did you hear the Eric Bischoff getting fired theory?
No, I heard that he had, but that's about it. I heard it just he just wasn't. It wasn't his skills didn't quite match up to what they're got going on today, is what I'd heard.
Well, the theory from the dirt sheets is SmackDown started on Fox was like 4 million, and then it went to 3 million, then went like to 2.7. And he said the real big drop was due to the females main eventing, and I guess that got back to Stephanie McMahon. She was pissed, politicked up to Vince, and got rid of him. Now, I don't think it's all that wrong, but I get that that's such a weird thing to say in 2019. Listen, I fast forward through every women's match, and I'm talking about if you're Joshi, I'm talking about if you're WWE, AEW, I skip through it.
Yeah.
People love it. People are kind of like the Kool-Aid drinkers for other stuff or Kool-Aid drinkers for women's matches, because I'll watch a Sasha Banks match. She won't be able to pick anyone up. She'll botch 7 times, and then you'll go to the internet and they go, now that's 5 stars. And I'm going, wait, what?
No.
Just because it's a woman that you like or find attractive or whatever reason that you love this,
right?
It's not.
It's the same thing.
I don't dig it.
And it's the same things with men's matches too. Is if the guy is like an internet darling, he could have 3 botches and it's like, oh, 5-star. What the fuck you talking about?
And don't get me wrong, I'm not sexist. You know how many guys matches I fast forward through?
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, 90% of them.
Yeah. It's like it's just if it's stepped up and you've got some good ones. There was a TNA had a lot of trash women's matches, but they had some. There was a ladder match between Gail Kim and I think Tara. She was like just a valet on SmackDown for a long time. She was like co-GM with Teddy Long or some shit. Like they pretty much had her on because she's pretty. They had her in a manager role so they could look at her and not watch her wrestle. But when she wrestled in TNA, holy shit, that was a really good ladder match, and they took serious friggin' bumps. Yeah. But those are few and far between because some women, I don't know if they just don't want to commit to that, or
I don't know who the hell
if they won't book them that way, you know.
I don't know who the hell's on the roster, but I see the same 10 women.
Yeah.
Every week, so I'm good.
Yeah, and you look at NXT, I almost never see the same women twice.
Really?
It's weird.
Yeah. And that's just different mentality. And we can do that. So we go back to Dark.
Yeah.
We think, I think we all think maybe it should be on TBS or something like that. It's not consistent yet.
No.
But I guess it doesn't need to be if it's on YouTube.
If it's, like I said, there was who was it? I think it was Brandon Cutler against somebody. I think Kip Sabian, maybe.
Oh, was it the 3-way? Are you thinking of Sunday?
Nah, it was this one. It was last week. It was Brandon Cutler against somebody, and he just looked horrible. I'm like, why does this shouldn't even be? I mean, a dark match means nobody's watching it. Yeah. This is where dark matches are traditionally.
You work on stuff.
Yes, this is where we're trying you out. You see if you fit in with the company. You get a little buzz with the fans that are at the thing, so that when you debut, a few people know you. This guy, so far, go back to D&D. And I say that as a hardcore D&D guy who is currently in a game. Go back to D&D.
Well, I mean, he's still behind the scenes. I mean, he's the cameraman on BTE and all that stuff.
Is he?
So, yeah. So I mean, but there's no reason if you can find your niche. If it's not this,
they need jobbers.
I know
you need jobbers. So if the dude's going to be trotted out, he needs to look good at least. Yeah. So he's credible. But this was like some weak kicks and some botches, and it's like, ugh.
So you were a huge fan of Nyla Verse?
Oh, that was like
the librarian.
If they could do 20 stars, that would be it.
Yeah.
Actually, like I said, Leva Bates is her greenness is. I don't know what color it is beyond green.
I thought they loved her as Blue Pants in NXT. I always heard that she was awesome in NXT as Blue Pants because she was Blue Pants. She was great.
Yeah, I think.
But honestly, if you go to forums, NXT is the greatest thing to ever happen to the wrestling. I just don't see it like that. Like every time I catch I'm either catching the wrong stuff. I've watched Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and the Chopper.
Yes.
What the fuck is his name? Roderick Strong. I've watched him for way too long to think that they're fresh, cool heels. Like they're old as hell.
You've done that. They've already done these gimmicks.
Yeah. I mean, that's just they stole it from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just don't find that as cool and fresh and as awesome as I guess everyone on the internet is. I just don't find it cool.
Yeah.
And like Finn Balor turning heel, I don't really care. Finn Balor's been fucking buried so many fucking times. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Like, I don't care. Oh, he's Finn Balor's almost 40.
Yeah, and he had bad luck to begin with because as soon as he debuted,
he won the title.
And then got his ribs broken or something. It's like he just had bad fortune there, and ever since then, and it's the big guys. The big guys rule. You got to be bigger.
Sorry, I went nuts on NXT for a minute. We'll go back.
That's where I said that Hager makes the other guy. He's in there looking like the monster.
Oh, I know,
because he's so big. But in WWE, he's average.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You gotta. You work with what you got, and then they're doing that,
and you can do, and that's completely viable. That's why I don't have a problem with Nyla Rose. I want it to look credible.
Yeah,
she should be the monster heel, or the monster anyway. And most of the time, the girls cannot at least get on her level to make it look legible. Make it look like it's credible.
Yeah, yeah. You would think like with her, you would have to like work on her base. If you were fighting her, try to get her off her feet, stuff like that. But they just go straight forward. Just do what you can. I don't know. It is what it is. But so the show in general. So you had a few notes, or did we already knock that out?
I took some for Dark.
Did you like Taz's commentary being bad?
I did not.
I didn't either. People praised it, though.
Yes, they did. They were all, Taz needs to be permanent. Blah, 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 blah. He said really obvious. He said very generic stuff.
Very generic.
It's like he didn't know the product at all, which I can understand. He's in Philly. They're in Philly that week. He's there. He guest spots. Fine. If he learns a few things, he mentioned a few specific things, but he doesn't have any analysis of them because he's never seen them wrestle. Yeah, not really.
But people loved it.
People were going berserk, and I'm like, well, I know he was a stand-in, and he did all right, and everybody loved him because he's Taz, but. Beyond that, it wasn't that good. And
Seth Rollins is still douching it up, saying, minor leagues, and then JR, which I didn't know Jim Ross had it in him, but he said, maybe you'll be over as your girlfriend. And then Rollins came back with like, come see me and my over girlfriend wrestle. And then she said, I like you, JR, but I'd beat your women's division. And so, dude, WWE wrestlers come off as so just like douchey.
They're punching down. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's like, we got $1 million. We're made. We're on TV and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
we were here before you.
Check my bank account, baby. Well, what if Tony Khan goes, "Hey, Seth Rollins, check my fucking bank account"?
Yeah,
it's stupid. The check my bank account thing is stupid as shit.
I'm gonna sit there with my bank app and show it on the middle of the ring.
Can Jeff Bezos go defecate on you because of his? No, I mean, can you?
He's got the fucking.
Hey, sorry, Rollins, you ain't shit. Because I'm Jeff Bezos.
He's got the $18 billion finisher.
You know what I mean? I don't get that. But they're coming off as absolute douchebags.
Now you know who, with those comments, you know who the AEW needs to bring in to cut a promo is the $1 Million Man.
And he's coming.
Yeah. He needs to come in and cut a good promo on that shit.
All right, what's your notes we haven't hit?
Real quick. This was 2 weeks ago. They had Avalon, the male librarian, Kip Sabian, and Sonny Kiss. Okay. I thought that was meh. It was meh. It was just a space filler. The thing that gets me though is Sabian's body language. He looks like he has the gay gimmick.
He's more flamboyant.
He's more flamboyant and does these little finger flips and stuff like that. And it's like nothing against it. It just looks like he's got an over flamboyant gimmick, if nothing else. Sort of like even if you don't want to say gay, you can say like Rico. Rico used to do that, and he didn't do the gay thing, but he was swinging hands and flipping arms and all that stuff. And it's
swinging everything, baby.
That's a little too hard. So it wasn't.
And Sabian's looked really good at every match until this.
Yeah, and like I said, I wanted to see more of him. This one, I'm like, okay, that's good. It wasn't a good match, so that wasn't particularly his fault. It's who he was working with. The Dark Order once again is one of those that's.
I love them as Super Smash Brothers, so yes. I'm trying to like give them credit where credit is due, because I mean they are good as hell, man.
Yeah. And
even the guy that refuses to get in shape, Evil Uno or whatever.
He's improved a little bit. I thought he did a little bit better the last couple of times I've seen him. He didn't seem like he was blown up completely, and he was being a little more heelish. But let's see the Dark Order and Hybrid 2, which is Jack Evans and Angelico, versus SCU and Shima. it was okay overall, but everybody gets their shit in and does their innovative offense and all that. And Evan ends up pinning Scorpio. It's fine. The Omega Janela match was worth watching, even though it made very little sense.
Dude, that one-winged angel worked out really well for them to the chair. Because it almost like he hit the chair and he kind of, hell yeah. The end was awesome.
Well, as I'd mentioned, it's an unsanctioned match, so if loss of win doesn't count, why in an unsanctioned match, why do it unless it's a blow-off to a major feud?
And there's no feud there.
There's no feud between them. It's just like, we're just putting these two guys together.
It lights out, man.
There was some talk between Shivani and I think Jim Ross saying, he's a hell of a wrestler, Janela, and he doesn't really want to be seen as only a hardcore wrestler. Not 2 seconds later, he's pulling chairs and a ladder and all this shit thrown in the ring. He's like, well, let me help you with that, Joey. Don't throw all that shit in the ring.
Bad timing.
They had some badass moves. There's a snap dragon suplex onto the apron, on the edge of the apron. Suplex on Omega from the stairs to the floor, which looked pretty bad. There's a hard suplex in there where they had the ladder set up in the corner, and Janela did like one of those snap tiger suplexes. Bam! Just it looks like Omega's head hit the bottom rung. It was hard and it was fast, looked bad. They weren't opening the tables; they were laying them hardware up and taking spots on them. And especially even outside the ring, Omega went through the table upside down. Janela's spine across the tops of the chairs.
I hope a few of these guys honestly don't get injured because their roster, I know they said that they're slowly unveiling their roster.
Yeah.
But it could get thin up top pretty quick if some of this goes wrong.
Yeah. I did notice too that
because Luchasaurus just going down.
Yeah, I guess they said it wasn't a tear like they thought it might have been. It's just a severe strain, so he's going to be back sooner, which is fine with me because the stunt. Look, I'm okay. I looked at Marco's stunt when there's him and when they had to substitute him in against the Lucha Brothers. I knew, okay, well, they're going to lose. But comparison-wise, stunt is not that much smaller than the Lucha Brothers as, like, say, the difference between
he's not all that much tinier than
Jack Swagger and Braun Strowman, something like that.
Okay, so
it's a size difference.
People were griping about Jericho Darby Allin, saying Jericho's this girthy guy.
Yeah.
Jericho's not even big. Jericho next to me and you would look like a child.
Yes.
I mean, it would. I'm just supposed to beat your ass because I'm half a foot taller and 100 pounds more?
Yeah.
I mean,
the kids, and he's actually pretty good for what he does.
Yeah.
He isn't like,
I'm not against it, but you can't say, Darby Allin and Jericho's fine, but stunt
against the Luchas is like, that's just unbelievable.
But
no, it's not.
They said they took too much offense. It's like, well, so if he gets crushed, if he gets squashed, then it's over for him. You can't have that.
No. Everybody.
And if you've ever watched Lucha Libre, holy shit, everyone gets something done to them.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, and if you think like arm drags and tope con helos is like crazy offense, it's really not. No one's getting dominated. No one's taking triple power bombs and shit like that.
No, that's another thing you mentioned. You say the tope con hilo. There's a lot of people I saw giving Excalibur shit for the Tope Suicida lines.
Oh, really?
It's like, it's watch some Mexican wrestling, assholes.
What's it called?
And Suicide Dive. Suicide Dives, that's what it means. Figure it out. And he's saying Tope Suicida because that's probably where his world is from. He's worked a lot in Mexico. He's worked with a lot of Mexican wrestlers.
PWG, Southern California, man.
And, think about it. Yeah. And also, they want to do a bilingual thing. Number one, it spices up for the English speaking audience a bit, and it translates well to the Hispanic audience. It's like there's gonna be some mixed language here. Sorry if you don't like it. Shut up and quit whining. There's way too much whining especially online. Too many people.
It's not a Columbine dive or
you don't like it. Don't watch it.
You can do that.
Apparently, well, it saved you from drinking bleach. Real quick, week 3, which I thought was one of the weaker this past week. Janela Cutler sucked. Cutler's a jobber. I'm pretty much convinced of that now. The profile things are kind of interesting. The undeniable to desirable. They did a one with the female referee, which I can't remember her name. I'm blanking on her name.
Aubrey Edwards.
That was pretty interesting. The QT Marshall guy. Interesting. It's cool to see that kind of thing because that kind of stuff goes on. You just never get to see the people from where they start to what they do and what they're actually bringing to you. And I'm sure they'll end up, if they've already done the financial guy that was wrestling in the match, that one pay-per-view, that AEW pay-per-view. What was that? Some dude, he got in beef with one of the wrestlers and he was doing a match with him and it was just stupid.
Oh, you're talking about the CEO guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget his name, but yeah against Michael Nakazawa.
It's like, why were
Jabali, maybe?
Jabali, there he is. Yeah. It's like that had no place going on, but Leva Bates, Nyla Rose, complete abortion case. That was horrible. I don't think Nyla is strong enough as a wrestler yet that she could carry Leva Bates to a decent match. It just looked weak and silly and, things were telegraphed left and right. The final one was the Bucks and the Rhodes brothers against Private Party, Shima, and T-Hawk.
I enjoyed it, but
it was good. It was decent enough. It wasn't spectacular, but MJF was notable just because of his healery stuff. I've barely seen him wrestle, but he's one of the favorite heels. Yeah. I'm not after a while here, I'm not going to get it. You can be an asshole, but you better be able to back it up. And just being an asshole, I guess, some people have started to speculate when he's going to turn on Cody and when he's going to turn on Cody and blah, blah, blah. Some other people have speculated a little more interesting angle, and I won't spoil it because it would be cool if they did it that way. But, I want to see him. He needs to be on a dark match. He needs to be involved in some kind of event. Is he injured that we don't know about? I haven't heard anything about that because he's mostly been showing up in this. Oh, that was the other thing. I think it was on Dynamite itself. The confrontation between the Inner Circle and the other guys, where basically MJF rolls his scarf up around Cody's hand so he can punch through the glass.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was good. And Jericho, the whole thing afterward with, I bought a ticket. Get him out of here. I was getting the ticket over. Jericho can get anything over at this point. How
do you feel? Okay, so we're going to go to the main shows now. Yeah. We'll do AEW, then we'll finish with NXT. AEW, the schmoz finishes. Too much? Almost every week.
Yeah, it's too much. All the run-ins, all the, there can be bullshit during the match with a valet or a friend that's nearby or something. But you can't, if you rely on it too much, how can we can't rely on anything. If wins and losses are going to mean anything, the referees need to enforce shit.
Well, and then they gave Moxley 3-strike rule if you touch right. I mean, you can't do it. No. You're going to get yourself cornered by a storyline somewhere, and it's just I don't know.
You need it. I mean, once in a while, fine, but they had one incident where he accosted a referee, then this one last week, and that's what they're trying to make a point of it to kind of rein him in a little bit.
I don't like the endings of these shows. I don't like Swagger getting involved in the Allen Jericho thing.
No,
I think the Pac Moxley was the TV time thing, and Omega didn't hit the ring in time.
The Cody Darby Allin one didn't bother me as much because that was the time ran out, and everybody's chanting for 5 more minutes, and then it was come in and ruined. So technically, it wasn't.
I think the first show was Moxley getting involved with Omega. Yeah. So it's been something every time. You can't do that every 52 weeks out of the year.
No,
if you do, you're doing that even half the time.
Yeah, set some feuds, and stick to them for a little while. I know it's like everybody doesn't like everybody in this program so far. You can expect anybody to come in and try to fuck up a match.
But this is
chaos.
Kind of what WCW did.
Yes.
They would be like, oh, Goldberg, Luger tonight. It'd be a minute and a half and the ring would fill up and that was it. And you're sitting here like, obviously, these huge names are not going, nothing's going to be resolved.
It's like,
that's not great.
Did you get paid a residual for TV time? Is that it?
But you can't do this. That's my only real big gripe. And I don't think the tag tournament's really been great, but I didn't expect it to be.
It seemed really short. It seemed the build up to it was
a ton.
Long and
months.
talked up a lot.
Months.
And now that it's here, it's like, 5, 6, 7 matches.
That's that.
I don't know.
And they got Rock and Roll Express. They're going to go wheel them out in a wheelchair, and they're going to. No, I mean they just wrestled in New Japan.
Yes. I saw Ricky Morton do it. He's like, I don't know how he's 60 something. He did like a Sahi moonsault at the top rope.
Yeah,
it's like
and
stood right up. It's like, yeah, they're
entertainers though. It's all good.
Yes, they're at least if I wish I could do that in here in about 10 years. I can't do it now.
Yeah.
So,
DDP yoga's for you.
I don't mean and that was interesting that he showed up at the last show too.
Yeah, he's been there a couple times.
Yeah,
when they dressed up like Star Trek,
the Star Trek thing, which was never explained.
I don't get that either. All right, so move on from AEW.
Yeah, that's pretty much all. Like I said, I'm still enjoying it. I still look forward to it.
Oh yeah, so do I.
But we're just pointing like, don't go too far with this shit you're doing because.
Okay, so NXT. Yeah, what's your thoughts
NXT? I hadn't watched it on the network in a long time because it's kind of inconvenient. I'd use the network for pay-per-views. And it's just every week I got to gear this up, do that to be able to even watch it. Now that it's on, I can tape it and I can watch it and fast forward through stuff I don't give a damn about. Overall, it's enjoyable. It's fun wrestling. It's not. It seems to be kind of divorced from the regular WWE stuff, which is fine with me because that's all soap opera shit. This seems to be more like get in the ring, beat each other up, and do something innovative. And that's what it is a lot of times. There's some decent ones, and they got a few different body types too, which is good. Like Keith Lee.
Yeah.
He's a bigger guy, and I saw him do he got a press, was on his back for a 3 count, did an Undertaker sit up, where he does, but he had a guy cradled in he had Donovan Dijak or whatever his name is, had him in his arms when he sat up, then got up with him and slammed him. It's like, that's impressive for a big roly-poly looking-ish guy.
Yeah.
So when they can surprise you with moves like that, I like it.
So Finn Balor going heel? I don't give a shit.
I didn't care. I was surprised by it, but it's like, I figured they were building to the 4 against 4 thing, and then they yanked it out from him with Finn Balor turning heel, which is fine. I think to him it'd be like, dude, you kind of put me back to the farm team,
Well, some people like it better down there. I said if they're going to get paid the same, but to go down there.
Fuck yeah, I'd take
Listen,
it.
I mean, WWE is just throwing money at anybody. Don't go over there. This Randy Orton teasing to go to AEW. They said Randy Orton makes $3 million a year. I wouldn't pay Randy Orton $3 fucking million a year
fuck no.
to come to AEW.
I wouldn't pay
okay, just think about it. There's a few matches. Like, he could fight Omega. He could fight. Yeah, there's about 5 or 6 guys you wouldn't mind to see him wrestle. But after that, what the fuck do you do? What if he's on a 1 or 2 year contract? Who the fuck's he gonna wrestle?
Yep. There's not enough.
The same guys?
Yeah, and most of the guys there are smaller than him.
He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah. It's not going to look. The optics aren't going to look as good. And if you make him a monster heel, who cares? Without some kind of storyline, and Randy's notoriously bad for cooperating anyway.
We don't need him there.
Nah. Most of the guys that are really established by WWE, I don't particularly want to see. Now, some of the up-and-coming guys, Kanellis. Kanellis would have been. He wanted to get out, and I guess they're not letting him out.
He's got 4.5 years on his contract. He's the one that signed that shit.
Yeah.
All these idiots that signed that shit, Gallows and Anderson, they get $750,000 a year. Now, granted, that's still overpaying. Yes. Carl Anderson's good, but the other guy's just serviceable.
He's indie good.
But go to AEW, you're going to have to do some shit, though. People do stuff. You're going to fight Lucha Brothers just doing clothesline, arm drag, and twist. No, you stay in WWE, and you're taking money. Just fuck off. I mean, that's how I feel. Some of these guys, you want the money? Fuck off. But if you sign a 5-year deal, and you didn't say your wife's pregnant till after you sign that shit, and guess what? WWE's petty as fuck, and they're putting you in shit-ass storylines about how you're a fucking cuckold and shit.
Yep.
Then you wanted that money, didn't you? You wanted that fucking money, so eat it. You stay there.
Were you watching Kurt Hawkins at all?
You're going to be fucking 40 when you get out of that contract.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Kurt Hawkins left. he did a bunch of kayfabe shows on how WWE sucked, the developmental sucked, and he was talking about them. And then he goes, "Oh shit, I could go back.
Yeah.
Oh, I could go back. Yeah, you're going to go back,
Taking it
and
in
you're going to
shorts.
get on a 5,000 match losing streak. Now you're going to get your WrestleMania moment, and then you're going to go right the fuck back to being a nobody.
Yep.
And if you're down with that, go live in your mansion and be down with that.
Exactly.
I get it. You're better off than I am.
Yep.
But I don't want to hear about your fucking wrestling legacy because you don't fucking have one.
Yeah, that's totally first world problems.
No, it is first world problem. That's why I don't give a shit.
You can't.
It's like Luke Harper's the one I'm like, fuck, just let him out.
I'm an artist.
You know?
Well, then
The Revival don't want to go back.
No.
But they're going to get offered so much cash.
It'll be one of those things where, do I take care of my family and be comfortable the rest of my life, or do I want to go out there and beat the shit out of myself for a third of the money?
Yeah, I mean,
And maybe become a legend.
Yeah, even if the money was somewhat close, and who knows? I don't think AEW can't afford it. But I don't think they're wanting to do that. I don't think they're
Not at this
wanting to
point.
pay fucking goddamn Rusev $5 million to come over. It's not worth it, dude.
If the company ends up to where it can sustain it, yeah, but Tony Khan isn't going to want to.
Why would you, though?
No, he wouldn't. If you wanted to keep somebody good to keep from going to WWE, and that'd be one thing. But
It's a big name like Orton. Maybe you do it just to do it for shock factor. But personally, as a fan, he can fuck off. I don't care. But
But
you're liking a few people in NXT.
yeah. There's some that I mean, I haven't seen them wrestle before. We'll see as the weeks go on, because if they let them, they seem to want to mix things up and not do the 5 moves of doom like they make you do on the main shows. You know, where it's like, oh, okay, here comes the elbow drop. Here comes that. You see it set up every time, and once in a while they'll switch it up and interfere with the move, but they're eventually going to do it within the match.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts?
You're
going to watch Crown Jewel?
I'm
You're
not
going to
gonna
give us a review on Crown Jewel? All right, can't wait.
I'm not going to wait for Crown Jewel. I'll tell you what my review is now. It sucks, and it's a money grab.
$15 million for Tyson Fury? Because that's what they paid him. That's worth it.
Yeah, I'm
Cain
sure.
Velasquez looks like dog shit.
He does. He looked decent in AAA.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how that works?
That's weird.
Yeah. That's funny how you get to WWE and you automatically look like dog shit. And I hope, and they said AEW was willing to sign him, you know, and like get him going. But they said after they saw the figure, WWE signed him because of course you got to overpay fucking everybody. And it's funny. It is funny. And I think Young Bucks even said backstage, Young Bucks has told people, if you want to use us as leverage to get more money, fucking do it.
Fucking A, do it. Fucking A. That's the biggest fucking, swerve of all. Yeah. It's like, we want our brothers, we want our people who beat the shit out of themselves to get as much money as they can, whether they work for us or not.
Yeah. So, what's your review for Crown Jewel? A lot of women's matches.
Partly sucky. Yeah. There'll be tons of women's matches. They'll just all look like guys.
I would say we're going to try to maybe get a full gear review the day after.
Yeah.
We'll try to do that for them,
and hopefully sometime in the future, we can also do a stream of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, that'd be
do
nice.
a live one. That would be cool.
Watch along thing.
Yeah.
All right, we're out.